Assalamu alaikum guys, I am Aisha Khatun from Army Medical College, Kumilla. Today I will discuss pharmacology, autonomic nervous system. So guys, I have made some short handmade note to you. So I think this will be very helpful to you. So guys, let's see.
Introduction to the autonomic nervous system. So autonomic nervous system is the part of the nervous system that have regulatory function, both involuntary and homeostasis. The function is to blood pressure control, heart rate control, respiratory rate control and exocrine gland secretion. The control is for the body to perform external function and maintaining homeostasis. Now we can divide it autonomic nervous system into the two parts, that is sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Mainly this function is regulated in the hypothalamus and brain stem control center, etc. Now autonomic fiber is composed of two neurons, that is preganglionic fiber and postganglionic fiber. It has cell body and on the other hand it ends into the effector cell. Now sympathetic nervous system that has short preganglionic fiber and has long postganglionic fiber. On the other hand, parasympathetic nervous system, that is parasympathetic nervous system has long preganglionic fiber and short postganglionic fiber that ends into the effector cell. So looking at the diagram, the central nervous system is divided into the two parts, that is autonomic nervous system and somatic nervous system. And autonomic nervous system is further divided into the two parts, that is parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic nervous system. Now parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system, the neurotransmitter is always will be acetylcholine that we say in before. And postganglionic fiber of the parasympathetic nervous system will also release acetylcholine that have effect on the muscarinic receptor. Now come to the sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system, that preganglionic fiber will also release acetylcholine, but no postganglionic fiber that release norepinephrine that had effect on the alpha and beta adrenergic receptor. But there is an exception in sympathetic nervous system. Now come to see the exception. Number one exception is sympathetic cholinergic pathway. The postganglionic fiber release acetylcholine instead of the norepinephrine that has effect on the muscarinic receptor. Now the another exception is adrenal medulla preganglionic fiber that release acetylcholine, but they have no postganglionic fiber, but they release epinephrine into the blood that have effect on the adrenergic alpha and beta receptor. Now somatic nervous system. Somatic nervous system release acetylcholine that have effect on the skeletal muscle and the function is skeletal muscle contraction. So now we discuss about the drug of autonomic nervous system. So before discussing about the drug, we have to know about the receptor. So we can divide the receptor in the parasympathetic receptor and sympathetic receptor. So firstly, parasympathetic receptor, the main neurotransmitter of the parasympathetic receptor is the acetylcholine. So parasympathetic receptor can be divided into the two receptors, that is nicotinic receptor and muscarinic receptor. Nicotinic receptor is further divided into the NN receptor, that is neuronal receptor, and NM receptor, that is muscle receptor. So now we will discuss about the receptor site and their function. So come to the NN receptor, that is neuronal receptor, that is present on the cell body autonomic ganglia that release acetylcholine, and NN receptor is also present on the adrenal medulla that release epinephrine and norepinephrine, and chief function of the NN receptor, that is neurotransmission. Now the come to the receptor of the NM, that is muscle receptor. NM receptor that is present on the skeletal muscle, that chief function of the NM receptor is to the contraction, that is skeletal muscle contraction. Now come to the muscarinic receptor. Muscarinic receptor, we can divide muscarinic receptor into the M1, M2, M3, M4 or M5. Now M1 receptor that is present onto the central nervous system. The chief function of the M1 receptor onto the central nervous system is excitation of the central nervous system. and it is also present on the gastric gland that cause gastric secretion. Now M2 receptor. M2 receptor is chiefly mainly present on the heart and that have function of the heart, that is on SA node that decrease heart rate, that is negative chronotrophic effect, on AV node that decrease conduction velocity, that is negative chronotrophic effect, and it has no effect on the ventricular and Purkinje fiber, so it has no inotropic effect. That's all. Now come to the M3 receptor that is present on the smooth muscle of the blood vessel and exocrine gland. The chief function of the M3 receptor is increase gastric and salivary secretion. On the blood vessel it has effect on, so it causes vasodilation. On the other hand, ocular accommodation. And M4 or M5 receptor that is present on the central nervous system that causes excitation of the central nervous system. Now nicotinic receptor that is ligand gated and muscarinic receptor, we can call it G-protein coupled receptor. Now sympathetic receptor. The chief neurotransmitter that is released from sympathetic nerve ending, that is norepinephrine, and there is the exception from sweat gland acetylcholine release and adrenal medulla epinephrine release and dopamine. The sympathetic receptor we can divide it into alpha, beta and dopamine receptor. Alpha receptor is further divided into alpha 1 and alpha 2. Now we will discuss about the receptor and their site of action. On the radial muscle of the eye, alpha 1 receptor that causes mydriasis. On the arterial of the skin and viscera that causes contraction of the artery. On the vein, contraction of the vein. It has also effect on trigone sphincter that causes contraction. Prostatic urethra, on liver that causes increased glycogenolysis, and on kidney that causes decreased renin secretion. Now alpha 2 receptor. Alpha 2 receptor that is present on the presynaptic nerve terminal that causes decreased release of noradrenaline, and on platelet they causes platelet aggregation. On the pancreas, beta cell of the pancreas that causes decreased insulin secretion. On the ciliary body that causes decreased aqueous humor production, that causes decreased intraocular pressure. Now beta receptor. Beta receptor is further divided into beta 1, beta 2 and beta 3. Beta 1 that is present mainly on the heart and it causes increased heart rate, increased conduction velocity, increased force of contraction. On the kidney that causes increased renin secretion, and on the coronary artery that causes vasodilation. Now beta 2 receptor. Beta 2 receptor that is present on the blood vessel of the smooth muscle of the blood vessel that causes relaxation, ultimately vasodilation. On bronchial smooth muscle that causes bronchodilation. On the liver that causes glycogenolysis. And beta 3 receptor that is present on the fat cell and that causes lipolysis. Now dopamine receptor. Dopamine receptor that mainly dopamine receptor that dopamine is released peripherally, not in the central nervous system. So dopamine acts on different dose, that is on low dose dopamine act on renal, coronary and mesenteric blood vessel that causes relaxation of the vasculature. In moderate dose it stimulates beta 1 receptor that causes increased force of contraction, increased cardiac output. It also has effect on beta 2 receptor that causes relaxation of the blood vessel, that is the coronary blood vessel. And dopamine in high dose that stimulates alpha 1 receptor that causes increased blood pressure and vasoconstriction. That's all for today.